What's going on, guys? My name is Rising and welcome back to another gun guide for Call of Duty Mobile. In this series, we'll be focusing on in-depth breakdowns, tips, builds, and class setups for every single weapon in Call of Duty Mobile's multiplayer. And today, we'll be covering the QXR submachine gun. The base model ported from Modern Warfare 2019, the QXR is based on the famous MP7 submachine gun, designed by the German weapons manufacturer Heckler & Koch. The QXR is a 5 to 8 shot kill weapon, dealing 23 damage in the initial damage range, which drops all the way to a drastic 14. But interestingly, it is meaningless to talk about the base damage for specifically this weapon because it nowhere deals the base damage. It's either 1.1 times throughout the body or 0.9 times on the legs. So if we factor this in, our modified shots to kill on the body will be 4 to 7. From now on throughout the rest of the video, we'll not be accounting the base damage, but instead the multiplied damage and taking that as our base damage of the weapon. Also, since most of the SMGs in this game deals negative multipliers on the legs, we'll be only accounting body shots as our base damage. And if you're using an SMG, you must avoid hitting the legs so that you maintain a consistent time to kill. And this is not only limited to only submachine guns, but in fact with all weapons, you must try to aim high, as hitting the legs is a bad practice, and you'll be rewarded highly if you hit upper body shots. Coming back to our stats, the rate of fire is high for a submachine gun at 870 rounds per minute, which means our body shot time to kill will be 207 milliseconds up close, dropping all the way down to 414 milliseconds at longer ranges. But practically, you should never be challenging at those longer ranges with a submachine gun, since most of them in this game have harsh damage drop-offs beyond a certain range. And if we compare it with other top-tier options, the QXR does have a very respectful time to kill, and statistically, it looks a viable option in the current meta. Coming to the accuracy stats, the QXR has below average ADS bullet spread, but since you'll be only using it at close to mid-ranges, this bullet spread is manageable. For the hipfire spread also, it is below average but should be fine at point-blank encounters. The hit finch and bullet impact is standard for a submachine gun. Let's look at the recoil now, and we see that the QXR kicks upward to the right for the first 8 shots, then it has a sudden shift towards the left, although the spacing between shots is very low and thus it is easily controllable. The aimed-on sight time is also below SMG average at 240 milliseconds, although the sprint to fire time is above average. And for the mobility stats, the QXR is below average in terms of both movement and sprint speed, and is standard in case of ADS movement speed. The magazine capacity is high for a submachine gun at 40 rounds with 116 reserve. It reloads in 1.47 seconds with an empty reload time of 1.56 seconds. This is a comparatively slower reload time, and you must be aware of it while reloading. And with that, we've covered all of the base stats of the weapon. However, the QXR features a unique weapon perk which significantly improves its rate of fire. Let us now dive deep into this attachment. This is the enhanced bolt weapon perk, which improves its rate of fire to 1,000 rounds per minute, which is impressively high. It also helps in our aim down sight nicely. Although it reduces the upper torso multiplier to 1.2, it does not change our body shots to kill whatsoever, and thus the cons are pretty negligible. Our modified time to kill values are now 180 milliseconds up close, dropping to 360 milliseconds at longer ranges. This is a very competitive time to kill, and thus makes the weapon one of the best weapons in the game. The enhanced bolt does reduce our damage ranges by a slight margin, but again, it is almost negligible compared to the massive increase in our rate of fire. And that covers all of the stats for the enhanced bolt weapon perk for the QXR. And now's the time to see how to build this weapon. We start with the monolithic suppressor and the OWC marksman barrel for concealment and range, granulated grip tape to help with our bullet spread, extended mag A because it runs out of ammo very quickly, and of course the enhanced bolt. With this build, we've increased all of our damage ranges by 36%, excluding the reduction from the enhanced bolt perk because it cannot be quantified. So we can treat it as an entirely new range profile for the weapon. And if we compare it with other meta weapons, the QXR now has a very solid, in fact somewhat better time to kill than most of them. The effective range for this weapon is now 32 meters, and you should be restricting your gunfights within that range. We have also greatly improved our recoil and bullet spread values. However, our mobility values are slightly reduced, but that should not be affecting your gameplay too much. As for an example class setup, for respawns we have the FHJ-18 for taking down streaks, we have the perk greed red as our wildcard, allowing us to carry 2 red perks, which we have Dauntless and Flak Jacket in this case, and for the other 2 perks we have Quick Fix and Hardline. You may swap out Hardline for firepower support if you want. For the lethal equipment we have a Molotov cocktail, and for the tactical we have a trophy system. Operator skills and score streaks can be chosen as preference. For Search and Destroy, I prefer a melee for rushing, although you may use a pistol if you want because the gun runs out of ammo very quickly even though you have a 50-round mag. The perks remain the same apart from using Dead Silence in the blue perk slot. We have a contact grenade as the lethal equipment and a smoke grenade as the tactical for blocking enemy lines of sight. And with that, that is going to wrap it up on the gun guide for the QXR. As for my thoughts on the weapon, this is one of my most favorite SMGs in the game right now, and I absolutely love this gun. This has on-par time to kill with most of the meta weapons, and surprisingly, I don't see too many people using this gun. But I can understand why people don't use it. It's primarily because of the leg multiplier, and if you hit one shot to the legs, your time to kill rises up slightly. But overall, this is an upper-tier submachine gun, and you must try this gun as soon as possible. Make sure to run the enhanced bolt perk because without it, it is kinda useless. And of course, those were just my thoughts on the QXR. I'd love to hear from you guys. What do you think of this weapon? Are you comfortable using this gun, or you want to use something else entirely? Just let your thoughts in the comment section down below. If you have any other weapon in mind, let me know which one you want me to cover next. Since this season is going to end in a week or so, I want to cover as many guns as possible so that I can upload some variety content once the new season drops. But anyways, make sure to subscribe and leave a like on this video, and I'll catch you guys on the next one.